Hello and welcome to Sega News Bits. I'm Barry, with me is George.
Hello everybody.
And we are going to be talking about some interesting news. So the developers behind Sonic Mania and Sonic Mania Plus has formed a new game studio called Evening Star, which kind of sounds like a newspaper, if I think about it now. Oh, the Evening Star came. So the new studio, it's based in LA, Melbourne, and London, meaning all the people working there probably are from those three places. And the executive producer is Dave Padilla, who is the CEO. Oh, these are their, yeah, and then Christian Whitehead is the creative director and lead engine architect. Tom Fry is the art director, Hunter Bridges is the technical and audio director, and Brad Flick is the design director. And before we get into the description of the studio, what do you think about this news, George?
You know, I always thought it was weird that when we went to that event that they all had their own studios, like there was Headcanon Studio, and also it looks like Stealth is not part of this group. I don't remember his real name. I just know him as, yeah. And
Simon Tomley.
Okay. Also that they were, like, Christian Whitehead was his own name, right? I was surprised that they just didn't have a team already, considering that they work so well together. But I'm not that surprised that they made one.
Yeah.
I was surprised it's called Evening Star. I thought it was going to be called something more like, I don't know, something to do with like a retro name or something, you know? Because like that's what they're kind of, their studio is known for, is making these retro throwbacks with the retro engine, you know?
Yeah, and you know, that's the interesting thing there, is that the retro engine is now changing its name. It's going to be called the Star Engine, and it's going to be basically the basis of the studio's games. What's kind of wild about that is it means that, you know, they're going to be making retro-styled games, I'd assume. But let's read about the description of the studio. So they're calling themselves a boutique gaming studio, and they said it's boutique. They say it has a specific meaning. So every member pursues a goal to make their own great games. By encouraging strong technical foundations in every discipline, members are given a voice and latitude to impact games in unique ways. By reinvigorating gaming's history, more cunning techniques, the team boldly explores directions long since left behind. With that driving approach and a proprietary engine and toolset, Evening Star has developed an innovative workflow which minimizes the barriers between ideas and execution. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, it sounds like kind of like when politicians talk and they talk about all the good stuff, like, you know, being united together and fighting the bad stuff in the world. But like, I don't know what that means. It sounds like it's going to be hard. Like, imagine everybody at your work having their own individual goals and stuff. It feels like it's going to be highly competitive too. Like, that's something like, imagine somebody's working on a project, of course everybody wants to be better. So it could make some great games. Like, it's going to be an interesting project. It's the whole studio, just the idea of the studio and how they're trying to, having everybody do their own type of games is a very interesting structure. I don't think I've ever heard of a gaming studio that does this with a collective group. Like, usually when you have a collective group, you're trying to all group together to have a common goal. Last time it was Sonic Mania, and I guess this time they're just gonna do multiple projects?
Well, you know, that's interesting. So my theory is that as a studio, they want to foster that. So now that they have a lot of the talent from Sonic Mania in one place, they can create these games that are their own ideas. However, I feel like they're kind of taking the Pixar approach. So if you remember with Pixar, they would allow the team members to make their own short films. There was no one on high going, make a short about a unicycle or something. People would just make what they wanted to and had these pet projects. But I really feel like their bread and butter, the money, is going to come in from external companies, and I'm thinking that they formed this studio to create a follow-up to Sonic Mania. And
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And I think the reason is because remember when Sonic Mania came and went, a lot of us, ourselves included, were like, well, how the hell are they going to make a sequel? Everyone's so, you know, someone's going to work off on this game, someone's doing this, you know, it's not a good business structure if you all want to work on these games. I think they saw that, and I think they were like, we need to band together and create a company so that when something like Sonic Mania comes about, we can all be there and be ready to work on it. And I also think that really helps their bargaining for money, because now they're all in on it. It's not as though Sega goes, oh, we want this guy to work on this, and then let's reach out to that guy. Instead, it's like, if you want if you want one of us, you have to take all of us because we're Evening Star.
But also the fact that they have a repertoire now, like they have an actual, like they showed, hey, look, we made Sonic Mania, the best Sonic game in the last, well, or at least highest rated Sonic game in the last 15 years.
Right.
So I could see other companies bidding for their time, because time is money. And right now, I'm pretty sure they're looking for a pay raise. I mean, I would be after you launch Sonic Mania. And if Sega doesn't want to give it to them, there's a lot of other studios that have a lot of hot properties that are just waiting to come back, like Battletoads or Nintendo has stuff. I doubt Nintendo will do that, but it would be cool. Capcom is really turning the page lately, and they have a Mega Man franchise that's really nice right there, just sitting there. So it's going to be interesting in the future if they go that way, or even if they go their own way where they're doing their own IPs. I can't wait. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that they do have some careers posted here. They're looking for an environment artist as well as a level designer, and the level designer job posting is specifically for 2D. So that's interesting. It seems like they already have a project in development, and they're looking for people to work on it. And yeah, the environment artist one, yeah, again, produce 2D terrain and prop assets using vector-based workflow in Photoshop. That's interesting too. Vector-based workflow in Photoshop. Would that be sprites? I don't. Maybe our theory of a like Sonic Mania Adventures style game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Or maybe they have their own hand drawing one first. Like maybe they're gonna release a little project. Like I always think it's interesting that this team has always been kind of like doubted. Like how long have they worked on fan games, and then even when they were promoting Sonic Mania and everybody kind of liked it, there was still those people that were like, this is just a fan ROM hack or stupid crap that is not true. So it'd be interesting to see them prove a vector type game, like, a more artistic game. So I wouldn't mind seeing little projects, like you said, like just tinier games would be pretty cool. And then doing a sequel to Sonic. I don't think they have to always be on Sonic.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. So I'm looking forward to the future brings. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a game from them announced this year, and I would also not be surprised if it was for Sega. I'd love to see that. So yeah, good luck to them. I'm really glad that all these guys are together. I'm also hoping the people not listed, they're still on good terms. I don't like drama. No one likes drama. So what do you guys think about this new team? Do you think this means we might be seeing a follow-up to Sonic Mania? Or what kind of games would you like to see from them that are original? I guess you can't really say because it's their original games, but maybe you can give them some ideas.
It has to have a pickle in it, right? And the
Pickle hop.
goes in the sandwich. It's a love story, dude.
Pickle.